to stay.
Hello and welcome back to Beyond Boards, a podcast dedicated to the actions and interests of skaters beyond skateboarding. My guest today, Bastien Regeste, grew up and started skating in Montpellier in the south of France. He quickly picked up a camera and started filming his friends, but never stopped skating himself. Since 2019, his crew of friends have put out no less than 3 full-length videos under the name and brand Beer, focusing mostly on the scene in Montpellier, but also traveling to other cities in France and abroad. Aside from the beer projects, Bastien has been putting out a lot of video content for Jeremie Daclin's brands Film Trucks and Bonjour Urethane, including parts with Tom Botwood, Ben Koppl, Victor Cascarini, and more. I had the opportunity to sit down with him for a nice chat early July 2023 as he was about to release his newest full-length Beer 3. So here's my conversation with Bastien. I hope you'll enjoy it. So much, Bastien. Really honored to finally do this interview with you.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a long time. So thank you for being so patient and thank you for taking the time to finally do it today.
Yeah, thank you for the interview. I'm glad we have been chatting about skateboarding for a while, but it'll be good to really talk in real life. So.
And so, I usually start, the same way with every guest and just talk about how my guest started skating. But before we do that, I just wanted to ask you about your accident that just happened.
Oh, yeah.
You had this bicycle accident and broke your nose, and I was just wondering how everything was going since then.
It's been all right. I think I healed really quick. I broke my nose, but I didn't need any surgery to replace it.
Okay.
My neck is still sore, but other than that, I started to skate a bit this weekend, and hopefully it's gonna be alright during the summer. But yeah, it was a stupid accident. Sometimes it's when it's the most stupid that stuff happens.
For sure.
Pretty much bike downhill to a wall, and did the best face plant ever.
That must have hurt, yeah.
Blood everywhere, from the nose, from my
Were you
lips.
alone or were you with someone?
I was alone. It was in my residence, and a couple drove through, and they saw me with my face covered in blood, and they drove me to the hospital. So
okay.
Then stayed there until 3 a.m. It was a long night.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that must have been pretty horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to take some fresh air, back around, and then you end up at the hospital for something stupid. Yeah, I'm alright. Thank you.
Glad to hear you're doing okay. Yeah. And so, tell me about starting skating. So I know that you live in Montpellier, but I'm not sure if you actually grew up there. And for the listeners who are tuning in and who are maybe outside of France, Montpellier is in the south of France by the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah, so tell me about where you grew up and how you picked up your first skateboard.
So I was born in Montpellier. I grew up in a small town near the beach called La Grande-Motte, and pretty much started skateboarding there. But with my cousin had a skateboard, and sometime he took it with him during early days. Mm-hmm. And we were just going to the skate park and going through the ramps, sitting on the board. But I think it was in 2007 or Christmas 2006 where my aunt gave us a gift that we already had with my brother, and I exchanged the gift. It was at GoSport, which is Decathlon.
Right, yeah.
And I exchanged the gift with a skateboard. And my dad just said you're already playing Tony Hawk Pro Skaters and all the skate games, because I really like the music on the games. Mm-hmm. So I was really already into skateboarding without actually skating. And my dad just said, just take a skateboard and I can teach you how to just push around, because he knew how to do it. So we took a skateboard, and I met my brother on the parking lot of Laser Game, because my brother was at a birthday of a friend.
Okay.
And we went there earlier before the birthday finished, and I just started skateboarding on the parking lot of the Laser Game in Montpellier. And then my brother came out of the Laser Game, and he saw me skating. He was like, "Oh yeah, so cool!" And then and he was like, oh, I want a skateboard too. And so he bought a skateboard like one day after, and we went to the skate park together with my brother. And since then, we're still skating. It's been like
16 years?
Yeah, 16 years.
Is your brother younger than you, I think?
Yeah, he's younger, 3 years younger, but he's like way taller. He's like a beast.
Okay.
It's kind of fun to see him skating. Like he has like a lot of power, and when he lands, everything is like a big impact.
And how old were you when you started? You said it was in 2007. How old were you at that time?
So I was 11.
Oh, okay,
so I was
quite young.
11, and my brother was 8. So yeah, the local skate park in Grande-Motte was, I don't know, 10 minutes skating from where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
And we could also see the skate park from where we live. So we used the zoom lens, to see if we were seeing people at the skate park before going there. So we could see before going to the skate park if it was empty or not. And
oh, I see. Okay.
it was pretty fun to just to be like, oh, there's nobody there. Let's just wait and.
Yeah, until some people come. I see. Yeah, okay.
Because back then you don't have any social media, and so that was the way we knew like if the skate park was empty or crowded. So.
Okay. And so you said you started skating and you were already like playing Tony Hawk video games and kind of already interested in skateboarding culture, it looks like. Do you remember maybe like the first magazine and the first videos that you watched around that time?
So the first videos were the videos that you unlock at the end of the video games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was like a remix of multiple video parts, I guess. And you could see like it was a big montage with all the pro skaters. Yeah, I think it's like tricks from different parts at the time, and they remix everything with a new song.
Mm-hmm.
So I already knew like the skater names, Eric Coston, Andrew Reynolds, Paul Rodriguez, and they were all in the games. And first magazine was a Sugar magazine that I bought after I really started skateboarding. And if I can remember, I think it was a Belgium skater that doesn't skate anymore, but it was a big 5.0 on the hubba, shot with a fisheye, and the Sugar font was in pink. So that's what I remember from the cover, but I can't remember the skater name.
So you started skating with your brother, and I guess you started meeting friends and skating with them and everything. And when did you start filming? Did you start filming in those early days as a teenager, or did filming come later when you were like becoming an adult?
No, I mean, I started filming pretty quick after I started, because my dad already like filmed us with my brother. Like we were going to like some small trips on the weekends, and sometimes he was bringing the camera and he was doing the edits for us.
Okay.
And one time I pretty much told him, it could be cool to do my own edits, and he taught me how to do video editing on a very bad software called Studio 8, and it was like so bad you couldn't do slow motion with the sound. And I remember like watching the videos and trying to copy what I was seeing, like slow motion with the, I don't know, Ty Evans slow motion, like special effects like ramp slow-mo sound, and I couldn't do that. And also I couldn't like cut the videos to make for example the slow motion only on the tricks. So I had to only like count the second of the clip and cut in a really weird way the clips to make a slow. It was like a nightmare, but I guess it was already like maybe easier than the people that were doing videos back then on VHS and stuff, but it was still very bad. Yeah, and then, I don't know, I think for the next Christmas I asked for a camera, and my parents offered me like a very small camera, and I started to make some small edits at the skate park with some people that we met. La Grande-Motte is very small, so like the people that I was skating with were the older people at the middle school. Mm-hmm. So I was feeling kind of fresh going at the middle school after I started skateboarding, because I was hanging out with like older people there.
The older guys,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was always like a kind of shy kid, kind of not being in the trends and stuff. And when I started skateboarding, I felt way better and hanging out with like older people and felt
it gave you confidence.
more cool. I was like, I have a YouTube channel. I don't know, I was like 12, and back then nobody had like YouTube channel and stuff, so it was fun. But I remember the first edit I did, I made like a small DVD because that was pretty much the only way you can share your edits. And then like YouTube started to implement the uploading, so people could upload on YouTube. And so I think the first video I uploaded was at the end of 2007.
Okay.
So it was like a small edit, like 3 minutes, and with the Gorillaz song. I was like, I already have a good taste. That was pretty fun. That was a fun edit to do, yeah. And then at the end of 2007 was when Fully Flared came out.
Oh, yeah.
So I was already like doing small edits and stuff, and then I saw Fully Flared, and that changed.
Yeah, that was like the first big video that really impacted you?
Yeah, that was like the first video that I was waiting for, because back then like the big videos were around for a long time. So the big videos that I saw when I started was Skate More, Almost Round 3, Baker 3, like all those videos. But Fully Flared was the one where people in the magazine were teasing. That was like the big video that people were waiting for. And I remember seeing it, and I was like blown away. Also seeing the trick names in the magazine. I think Sugar made an article about it, and they were talking about like the top 3 tricks in the video, and they were like interviewing a few pros that were there.
Okay.
And I remember like just reading the tricks, and I was like, what? It's impossible? Like, I remember like reading the Backsmith Impossible Out from Mike Carroll, and I was like, is that possible? And
yeah. That's interesting that it's one of the first videos that really impacted you at that time, Okay.
Yeah, and that was, for example, like, now I understand, but I think Minefield came out a little bit after Fully Flared.
2009,
Yeah, that was like the next big video after Fully Flared, I remember, and I was like not really into it at the time because I was more like in the Fully Flared, like big explosion, big tricks, technical and stuff, and Minefield was more artistic and a lot of stuff in between, and I was like, I'm not getting the vibe.
But now feeling,
now I love the video. I love Minefield, but back then I was like, what? It's not like. I was more into the transport videos, like And Now and those videos. But the Minefield, I was not getting the vibe yet.
Yeah.
But it came after.
No, I understand. It's definitely, I guess more experienced skaters would enjoy it more, older skaters, because it's so aesthetic and everything. Yeah.
Like fine wine.
Yeah, for sure. And so we talked about filming. Like, did you learn how to film and how to edit all by yourself? Or you said that your dad kind of showed you how to do a few things. Like, did you have other friends around you or other skaters, older skaters that kind of helped you out? Or
not that much. I was pretty much on my own, just filming at the skate park and making small edits and you just try, experiment.
Get better slowly.
And then I don't know. You try to make a fisheye, but with like some really bad lens, and you're like, I have a fisheye, but you just have the vignette. You don't have any deformation. But you just try to experiment what you see on the videos. But also a big impact for sure was the first DVD I had was a video called Mofos is Back. And this is the local video from Montpellier.
Mofos, for sure.
It was made by Luc Anglès and Boris Proust. And also, first, because I was like still like super new into skateboarding, I thought they were like Americans or like very big pros. But then I see like the spots in Montpellier, and I recognize some of the spots, and I'm like, people come to Montpellier to skate. I didn't get it, but then I saw like Boris Proust in real life, and then I was like, okay, so they are like locals. They're from here, and so like down the road, I was like, okay, it's possible like to have local videos as well, not only the big American videos.
Sure.
Also like put a perspective on what was possible. But the like local videos were also a big inspiration.
Did you eventually meet with them, the Mofos crew, like Boris and Luc and everybody? Did you cross paths with them?
Yeah, but like a long time after. It was in 2015 or 16.
Okay.
I remember like seeing Boris Proust at a party one time. Then I moved to Montpellier for my studies and stuff, and that's where you connect with more locals. And
right.
Yeah, I ran into Boris Proust, and I guess you have seen like some clips on Facebook, or because it was still on Facebook, not much Instagram back then.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh yeah, we are going skating this weekend. Like send me a text, come with us to film. And he was filming for Mofos, which is pretty much the last big Mofo video that I did.
Okay.
And yeah, I started to film for the video and also helping him filming second angles and stuff. So I was already more filming at the time, but also like filming with him was also big push for me. I learned way more. Like when you have like the wrong settings and then he's like, oh, I can't use the clip, and you're like, oh, then you learn from that, like because he was already like a big filmmaker at the time. He made the cliché.
Yeah, he made
Bon Voyage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Bon Voyage, but he made also a lot of trip videos, and at the time he was working on the Gypsy Life video, which is the last big cliché video before the brand stopped. So.
Is he still around, Boris Proust? I guess he's around my age, maybe a bit older, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's still filming a lot, but not skating. He works like for a lot of stuff, but not in the skateboarding field. And now that we have a new skate park in Montpellier, he's back.
Okay.
Sometimes like you don't see him skating for like months, and then he comes back with the worst setup ever, like the worst shoes, like slip-ons, but like super blown out slip-ons, and then he does a crazy like feeble kickflip out first try, and you're like, oh.
Still got it.
Yeah, still maybe the best skater of out of Montpellier, I guess.
Yeah.
If you rewatch some of the parts that he made back then, there are like some very heavy tricks, yeah. Like tech and also rail, so...
Yeah. In good style.
Yeah.
And so eventually, like as you were growing up, you started doing freelance filming jobs here and there. You did a bunch of things for Film Trucks and Bonjour, Urethane, which is Jeremie Daclin's wheel brand. But aside from that, I think I read you did an interview with Irregular magazine about 2 years ago. And you said in there that you did a bunch of filming jobs, but like in and out of skating, like you did weddings, graduation parties, concerts. And I was just wondering like how helpful that has been for you to do all these various things and not just focus on skating. Can you tell me about like slowly developing this filming activity?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything switched after I had the opportunity to do an internship in San Francisco.
Okay.
Back then I was filming, like as I said, like skate park edits and small edit with my friends. And I was a freshman at the university. I was studying computer science.
Okay.
But in my mind, I was like, oh, I kind of want to do like filming and more filmmaking. But sometimes it's hard to find a job if you study in that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm still going to do it on the side, but I'm going to try to do computer science. But then I signed up for, it was like a special program where you have more classes, and also you had to do an internship during the summer.
Okay.
So I was like kind of forced to find an internship, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do an internship in Montpellier and work during the summer. So let's just try to find an internship abroad.
Else.
And and my cousin, she used to work for a company in San Francisco, a fitness company called TRX, which is like some body weight equipment that you can see like all the gyms and stuff. And she knew that they had a video department in-house, so they don't hire agencies to do videos and media.
Right.
So she used some old contacts to find the new person in charge of the media department. And I sent like a cold email. Hi, I'm looking for an internship. I'm doing skate videos on the side, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I had the best luck ever because the guy, Tyler, is a skater as well.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And he said, okay, like if you know how to film skateboarding, you're going to have no problem filming fitness.
Oh, really? Okay.
And he gave me the chance for the first internship there. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have to do any like Skype interview and stuff. Just by email, he said like, I trust you.
Amazing.
So yeah, Tyler, big shout out because yeah, it changed my life pretty much because I was not doing well in computer science, and that first internship, I went there, learned.
What year was that? Do you remember?
It was summer of 2015.
How old were you at that time? Like 18?
18. Yeah, 18.
Okay, yeah, super young.
So yeah, I was there, didn't know how to speak English very well. Kind of lost it by myself in SF and started to work for a real company. That was like my first work experience as well. It was kind of awkward at first. I didn't know, not a good English. So we were using Google Translation with the voice to talk.
Okay.
So that was like a fun way to just break the ice.
Yeah, for sure.
But then, I don't know, like I started to get more comfortable speaking English and expressing myself also on the editing and the videos that they were working on. Mm-hmm. They were also doing like photo shoot as well, so photos and videos for the website, social media. And also they have a big exercise program, and they need to produce exercises, videos as well. So yeah, a lot of content to produce. And
yeah, that must have been interesting, yeah.
So that was, first work experience in the video field. And then I went back to France after 2 months of internship in SF to redo my first year of computer science because I failed. But then in my mind, that's the year where I started to film with Boris Proust as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought better equipment. I also got Adobe Premiere. So I started to use more professional equipment.
Yeah.
So on my own, on the side, I was learning way more, watching more tutorials, like getting into filmmaking. Mm-hmm. And that's why I started to make also more stuff than just skateboarding as well. Because I had like a Canon 700D, which is like a DSLR, and you can make a bit more, professional video, I will say.
Yeah.
So on the side, I was doing that a lot and kind of escaping from reality and not doing well in computer science. And one time, I just asked Tyler from San Francisco on Facebook, like, oh, can I come back this summer for another internship? Like, just because I wanted to go there again.
Yeah.
And he said, no problem. So I just signed up for another internship during summer 2016. And when I was there, I had like already more project. I knew how to use all the equipment there. I was better with the editing on Adobe Premiere. And after a month, Tyler told me that he was going to move for another company. And I said, okay, so if you are leaving, can I stay longer?
Okay, yeah.
And he said, oh, if you want to stay, okay, I'm going to ask HR department. And they ask, and they say, okay, like you're already there, you know how everything works here.
Yeah.
So let's just extend your internship for the maximum. So I extended my visa for a year, and I stayed a year in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. I hadn't realized that you stayed that long. Okay.
So that was like the first, as they said in the band interviews, this like first big break, I would say, in my life. Like that's where everything switched, and like working full time in San Francisco, meeting a lot of people there. Yeah, the experience changed my life, I would say. And then at the end of the internship, I needed to do something else, and I signed up for a marketing school in France.
Okay.
Because when you work in-house for a company, you see that the people in the video department, they are managed by the marketing department. But sometimes you can get frustrated because they don't know the artistic aspect of it. And sometimes they use the budget in the wrong way.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. Okay.
And you feel like you can do more, and they don't use the budget well. And I was like, I wish I can be in that place in the marketing department and manage people doing video editing. And like you tell them what to do and they do it. Because sometimes video editing can be long, and if it's not a passion project, it can be like very
frustrating.
Yeah. So that's the angle I took, and came back to France, started marketing school. And on the side, because I had like experience in video production, I started to get contact to make some other type of video as a freelancer.
Okay.
And the first big one was like a photo camp in the Camargue, where they have access to some some private place where you can see like wild horses or bulls like Camargue animals.
Right.
And they have access to some private lands, and they shoot those animals. And I was working for them to make the videos of the camp. So I was pretty much filming people shooting photos of the animals, and also filming the ambience and stuff.
Right.
And
Okay.
because that was like my first freelance job and I was not getting paid yet because I didn't make the paperwork. So I asked for video equipment. So I upgraded my Canon 700D to a GH4 Panasonic, which is like maybe one of the best. It's not a DSLR, it's a Micro Four Third. And in skateboarding, that was, if you're not using the HVX, etc., if you're using more DSLR type of camera, GH5, GH4, that's the cameras that people use.
Okay.
So I was like, oh yeah, I kind of want the GH4 and also the Metabones adapters because for the fisheye, that's what people get. So I pretty much like order the best camera setup
for
to
skating.
For skating. And that's how I got paid for that. And then because I have a GH4, I can do more stuff. Like you have like slow motion that's really nice on it. So you can make, I don't know, wedding videos, video clips, and you have like more access to more type of projects because you have this kind of camera as well.
Okay.
And I used it a lot from 2016 to 2021. So that was like the big camera that I used for all that time.
So yeah, you did a bunch of different projects, not just filming skating.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that has helped you, like with filming skating? Do you feel like it's because you had to approach it differently if you're filming like wild animals or a wedding or whatever it is? It's a very different thing than filming skating, of course. So
yeah, I think it goes both ways because being able to film skateboarding, you develop this kind of reflex to capture the good moments. Like if you film I don't know, a contest or something like that, you need to be aware when something is going to happen. Or if you're filming a very hard trick for hours, you need to be like on the perfect filming when the guy is going to land the trick.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have this, I don't know, you develop this reflex of not wasting the footage when something is happening. And I think the other way you develop, I don't know, another angle to it. Sometimes skateboarding, you can make a video where it's only tricks, only tricks.
Yeah.
And some people also, they like fisheye, so they only film fisheye, and you see a video and it's like only fisheye clips. And you don't have any in-betweens, and you don't have any emotion, you don't have any, like, you don't see any face, you don't see the skater faces, and it can get boring sometimes.
Yeah. For sure.
So I think when you film, other stuff that are more, when you film like people or animals, you try to showcase more emotion. And that's what you can bring into a skate video as well.
Right.
So it goes both ways. Like skateboarding helps you to capture like the best moment when you are like on a wedding or filming wild animals. And also the other way, use like this emotion and capture the faces, the smile, people like laughing, stuff like that. That's something you can use in skate videos, like to break up the rhythm and not only have skate tricks.
And so tell me about filming like your first big skate projects aside from beer. We'll talk about beer, of course, in a second. But like I mentioned before, like the Bonjour and the Film Trucks videos that you worked on, you did a bunch of projects with them. You did the Flamand Rose video. And I think actually you used some of that footage from Camargue that you just talked about in there.
Yeah, all the flamingos footage were filmed during the wild animals shootings.
And also you filmed, like, you did a piece on Tom Bodwood for his, like, pro truck. So you went to Malmö to meet with him and film him.
Yeah.
You did one with Ben Koppl for film trucks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me about, like, these projects. And maybe let's start by how you connected with Jeremie Daclin and how did you, like, start working with them on all these video projects?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much connected with, we say, the big skate project. In Montpellier, you don't have any very famous riders. So one of the most famous one who still has sponsor and still skating a lot is Bastien Regeste.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And he was kind of excited to have a new filmer in town.
Yeah.
Because Boris Proust was slowly...
retiring?
Yeah, not retiring, but slowly stop filming skateboarding.
Right, yeah.
And I was doing more and more, so Bastien was excited to film with me. So we filmed a couple of little edits. I think the first one, serious one, was for a DIY project that was hosted on the Confusion magazine channel.
Okay.
So yeah, some stuff like that. Also, I think Bastien launched a wheel brand called Sonar. Still around, but he's not the boss there anymore. But he helped to launch the brand.
Mm-hmm.
So I've shot like some small ads, video parts for that Sonar wheel brand. And then I think it was in early 2017. That's when Film Trucks was going to relaunch. Because Film Trucks is like an old brand.
Right. Jeremie founded it way before. Yeah.
And also you could find like some Film Trucks on like complete boards also back then. But it was like it was not a very serious skateboard trucks company. Back then it was more like for complete and cheap trucks.
Yeah.
But then he was going to relaunch, after Cliché stopped, he was going to relaunch seriously Film Trucks into what it is today.
Right.
And one of the first riders that Jeremie picked was Bastien Regeste, because they were into the slappies and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So also I got one pair of Film Trucks. That was like the first pair of when he relaunched. It was a big improvement since then. Like the first ones, they were like kind of bending and stuff. Now it's a very good truck. But yeah, the first ones, we were like early adopters of the new Film Trucks, the new relaunch.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we started to film, and I don't know if we filmed 4 Film Trucks, but we had like a bunch of footage on the side. And we kind of asked Jeremie, we have a full part ready for Bastien Regeste, could be a Film Trucks part or something like that. And yeah, we did this first project for Film Trucks. That's where I got in contact with Jeremie the first time, I think.
Okay.
Because I had to ask him for the logos and stuff like that. So you exchange by email. Also, maybe we talked on the phone about the date of launching it, or maybe he had some feedbacks on the edit. But that's the first time that I really connected with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did a video premiere in Lyon as well. I can't remember exactly if we met at the Slappy Challenge first or at the video premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember the video part, and I think we did another one the year after. I think that's the one we did a premiere. But yeah, the first one, I think it was not even on Film Truck channel. It was still on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
That was the first project, and I didn't meet Jeremie yet. And that was when we went to the Slappy Challenge in 2017, where we met Jeremie for the first time. Even Bastien Regeste, maybe met him like back then, but that was like the first meeting, and we skated together, and yeah, that was nice. And then the next summer, I think that's when we did the video premiere, and we skated in Lyon for the weekends, and that's where we got more connected with Jeremie, and we slept at the old Cliché office.
Oh, nice.
And that was like also the Film Truck storage room. It was still small, and now he's in the back of Wall Street.
Yeah.
So it was like still like small projects, nothing yet very serious. And the first big one for me with Film Trucks was Premier Amour, the full length.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be another editor called Hugo Bernatas. He's from Lyon as well. Like, he's a really good friend as well. Like, I always sleep at his place when I go there and stuff. And I remember he was super busy at the time, and he told Jeremie, just ask Bastien to do the edit.
Okay.
Because I'm too busy for it. And so Jeremie asked me, okay, Hugo is not able to do it. It's gonna be you. So I was like, okay. And he sent me all the clips, and I had like so many folders and files, like different formats from everybody, and I was like, it's gonna be a nightmare to do. But then we found like a good timeline, a good like a theme to the video with some old videos from, I think, French culture and stuff, and that was like pretty much the blueprint for the video.
Okay.
And that kept everything together, because if you only put the clips together, it can look a little bit out of the place, because you have so many different cameras and different type of skaters as well. But we made it. It was at the end of 2020.
Oh, okay.
I think that was the year of after COVID, or still in COVID, I guess. But did this full length for Film Trucks, and after that I think he pretty much trusts me on all the other edits. And in 2021, that's when pretty much I did all the video for Film Trucks. Every videos in 2021 were done by me. So Flamand Rose, the Soy Panday interview.
Oh yeah.
Tom Botwood interview, Slappy Challenge,
Victor Cascarini,
the Ramen Bowl, the Ben Koppl, video. So yeah, that was a big year for me in 2021.
It's a lot of projects, yeah.
A lot of projects. That was also the end of my studies as well. I was finishing my master degree and also was working as a partner, it's like when alternance in France.
Oh yeah, you were doing half work, half study.
Half work, yeah. So that, plus also the Beer 2 video, that was really long as well.
Damn, you were doing all of that?
So all of that in 2021, that was the most busy year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, also the Go Skateboarding Day edit. So many stuff. I remember one time telling Jeremie, like, it's kind of hard to do it right now, but I'm gonna try. And yeah, I pulled it off, but it was very busy. I had a big like bucket list. Okay, I need to do that first, then that and that. And
yeah. Pretty insane schedule too. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, trying to finish your master thesis and at the same time finishing your full-length video and working freelance for film trucks. And I was like, okay.
And also you traveled for some of these projects, like the Tom Bodway, you went to Malmö.
Yeah, that was so cool. Like getting to travel to film skateboarding. Yeah, that was sick. And going to Marseille for the Victor video, going to Paris for the Soy Pandey. So it was nice going around. And also being at home for the Flamand Rose video. That's where the Film Trucks team went to Montpellier.
That's right.
I was able to showcase also the spots, and the video ended up on Jenkem Mag, so it had like a big visibility. And I remember also Rave
Skateboards.
Yeah, Rave Skateboard. They released the video just after the Flamand Rose video, even though they filmed it before. And so that was like a big showcase, big coverage for Montpellier. It was like the Flamand Rose video, then Rave video. So a lot of people went to Montpellier after during the summer, like Bud Skate Shop, they did a tour. And Bastien Regeste had the cover of Sugar in La Grande-Motte on one of the first street spots I skated. So I was like so hyped to see like all the spots that we try to like showcase and stuff, and like seeing like famous skaters skating there, having covers and stuff. It was like really nice.
Yeah, so lots of very cool projects, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of projects. Still, like right now for Film Trucks, we are trying to make a new video.
Okay.
I'm starting to receive some of the WeTransfer clips by some of the writers. So I'm trying to, right now I'm collecting the clips from everyone. And we're gonna try to make a new video. So I'm gonna maybe film the locals like Theo Moga or Bastien Marlin. But the other, I'm just getting the clips and making the edits.
You're not filming them yourself, yeah? Okay.
No. Which sometimes it's hard to, like maybe some filmers, they want to show a trick in a certain way, and like when you edit, you maybe edit it in another way that they wanted to see it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's best when you edit your own clips.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. You have a lot more control and...
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes it's easier to get clips from everyone and just make the edit.
Yeah. I know that Fred Mortagne, he does like the edits for Antis.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think he films any of the clips in there.
No, the main filmer is a friend from Italy called Alberto. Really nice guy. We met with him again in Torino for one of the trips we did.
Yeah, and, for the Beer 3.
Yeah. But yeah, Ephraim and Alberto, they went to the Slappy Challenge one year, and we met with them, and they were really nice guys. And yeah, I always talk filming nerd stuff with Alberto. So.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean about like preferring to edit your own footage that you filmed yourself, because you have the whole vision and control of everything. Whereas if you're editing footage from a bunch of different filmers, maybe like it's not going to be coherent, all of the footage, like all the different ways of filming and everything. So I guess it's a different way of editing a video. It's still interesting, I'm sure, but...
Yeah, you have to get more creative on the editing and finding stuff in between to make it relevant and coherent, because maybe it's like cheaper to do for a company, because paying a filmer full-time to film a full length
and travel just all around.
Imagine the number of hours you have to be outside. So it's a full-time job, and outside of skateboarding a similar job will be paid a lot. And that's what's missing sometimes with brands' videos. Sometimes they can't afford it, so they have to get clips from different filmers and different cameras. And when you see the final results, you can feel that something is missing. You don't have like the full vibe. Rather than like all videos, like you have like one filmer pretty much doing the whole thing or managing all the filmers. And you can see that everything is coherent, everything is perfect, like all the details.
Yeah, for sure. I guess back in the day, skateboarding was smaller and there were maybe 2 or 3 filmers on one project and they would hang out. And so they would have kind of the same style of filming or something. So it would, like the end video would maybe work better.
Yeah. Also, you didn't have a lot of option for cameras. Everybody was filming with the VX and MK1. That was like the norm. Nowadays, like if you want to get the VX 1000 with the MK1, you can get a VX, but the MK1 is really expensive and not easy to find. And the same with the new like the HD HVX, like the P2, like Strobe cameras. The camera is kind of easy to find, not too expensive, but the fisheye is like $9,000.
No way. Holy shit.
Around that, because they stopped the...
Just the fisheye?
Yeah, just the fisheye. Because they stopped manufacturing the Century Extreme fisheye. So it's really hard to find now. Like you have to go rare. Super rare. You have to go on eBay or... Yeah, it's a nightmare. So that's why like people start to use other cameras like the GH4, GH5, and they're like more affordable.
Okay.
Like the camera itself might be more expensive, but you have more options for fisheyes, and also it's a brand new camera because the VX is from the 90s and and the HVX are from the 2005, 2007. So
getting old.
And they only film up to 720p at 60 fps. So nowadays you can find like 4K 60 fps.
It's a different technology for sure.
Yeah. But they have the 3 CCD sensor, which I don't know why, but makes everything looks better.
Okay.
And that's like the typical look that you see in like professional skateboarding videos, and that's what people try to look for. But it's old technology on the sensor, and it's not there anymore on the new cameras.
And so among all these projects that you did for Film Trucks, do you have like kind of a favorite one that comes to mind? And I was also wondering like how was it to film, especially with like Ben Koppl, for example, because like he's of course a very different kind of skate, like the way he skates is very unique. Like he seems like a very unpredictable kind of skater. I don't know how was it to work with him on this part? Did he tell you exactly what he was going to do so you could film him, or was it a bit more, did he improvise a bit? Like how did it work?
So with Ben, that was a very cool project to do because it was challenging for me to film, because you don't film someone like him every day.
For sure, yeah.
He has like a trick selection that goes beyond what you expect.
Yeah.
And he seems like very, freestyle and trying stuff, but he's super specific on what he wants to do.
Okay.
Like he has his vision, he knows what he wants, but it's too hard sometimes for him to explain to the filmer what he's going to do.
Okay.
So he's just like, okay, just be there when I will be there at that part of the spot, but you will see. So I was always like kind of like surprised when I was filming him because I didn't know what he was going to do, but I was just trying to follow him with the fisheye. So very interesting guy, super creative, super nice as well. But he's like really serious. Like he seems like super like freestyle and tries tricks without thinking, but he knows what he wants to do. Okay,
he's very meticulous with his like footage and skating. Okay, interesting.
So as a filmer, he's very challenging. So I think I improved also my filming skills filming with him, because I had to film in a different way. Sometimes I couldn't like roll with him on the skateboard, so I had to run. Like I don't know, you have to think other ways to follow him sometimes with the fisheye.
Okay, yeah.
But also, the video we did together, I filmed only in 2 cities. It was only Malmö and in Lyon.
Okay.
And there were other filmers for the other cities that you can see in the edits. In Bordeaux, it's another filmer. In Copenhagen, it's another one. And I remember like the Bordeaux part was only fisheye clips, and the Copenhagen part was only long lens. And it was kind of hard on the editing sometimes to make some cuts. And I remember also trying to deal with Ben, telling him, okay, enough fisheye now. We need long lens clips. Okay, this one fisheye, this one long lens. So if you watch the edits, I guess you have a little bit more switching between angles when I was filming it. Because I think, in the Bordeaux part is only fisheye.
Okay.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Like sometimes you need to see the skater face, you need to see like the environment outside and stuff.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But the guy with the fisheye did an excellent job to follow him. It was like super close, super quick. But you also need to think outside on the final result and get, even if it doesn't work, even if it's maybe better with the fisheye, you need to say, no, this one, we're going long lens. So it can like cut the rhythm of the edit and have a little bit more, more structure, more depth, and it's easier to edit at the end.
Okay.
So the Ben Koppl edit was really nice to do. Also, it was on Gencam, so
it was a good visibility.
Yeah, good visibility. But maybe my favorite one was the Flamand Rose edit, because that was like the local video.
Yeah, the Montpellier scene. And, well, Montpellier spots and
And also that was the first one for film trucks that I was completely in charge of filming plus editing as well.
Okay. Oh yeah. It was your full vision.
Yeah, because the first one, Premier Amour, I didn't film like 90% of the video. It was like from different people. And the Flamand Rose video was the first one where I also switched to HD 4:3.
Okay.
So I tried a new format. I found this fisheye called the Makey 3.5. And before the trip, I asked Jeremie, okay, I have this new fisheye and it's gonna look like a HD VX pretty much. And he's like, oh yeah, sick. Let's use that one for the trip. So that was like the first edit where I used this format. And I pretty much used that since then.
Okay.
So like all the videos since Flamand Rose were filmed with the same setup.
Yeah, you found what you like to work with the best. Okay.
But right now I kind of want to go back to 16:9 to the other format, because sometimes you need to switch up.
Switch it up, for sure.
So we'll see for the next project, maybe going back to 16:9.
I guess like working on a solo part, for example, for Ben or for Victor or for Tom, versus working on a full video, whether it's for film trucks or for beer. How do you work with the skater? Let's say with Ben, would you like sit down with him and talk about what tricks or what kind of spots he should like? Did you have a vision for the part and then tell him what he should do, or was it kind of the other way around? Whereas like, for example, for the beer project, I guess you just stack a lot of footage with all your friends and then edit everything and piece it all together like a puzzle kind of. How do you work on these solo projects versus these like big full-length videos?
It depends. For the Ben Koppl part, it was kind of easy because it was limited in time, because it was filmed when he was in Europe during summer. So he only filmed in 4 or 5 different cities.
Right.
So that was kind of the thing for the edit. We just made like section by cities.
Right.
So first was Bordeaux, all the Bordeaux footage. And also I talked with Ben about the architecture, because some of the building that you see on the Bordeaux section, it's the spot Mériadec.
Oh, yeah.
The buildings, they go well with the buildings in Lyon at Pardieu. You see the spot with, you have like the small quarter pipes, not quarter pipes, but they call that the champignon, the mushroom spots.
Yeah. Like the brick kind of, yeah. I see what you mean, yeah.
And so the buildings in this part of Lyon, they go well with the buildings in Bordeaux. So that's where we did the transition also to select what will be the ender for the Bordeaux section into the transition.
Okay. So it would make sense and transition well from city to city. Okay.
Exactly. So that's what we did for the part.
Okay.
So we used like all the Bordeaux footage. We did the transition with the architecture, buildings.
That happened while you were editing, right? Like that wasn't happening while you were filming. You didn't think of that as you were filming?
No, because filming, I didn't film the Bordeaux footage. And if you take in the time, I think he filmed the border footage first, then he went to Copenhagen for the CPH Open. So he filmed the stuff in Copenhagen, and then I met him in Malmo because I was going there for the tumbleweed video. But then I ended up doing the tumbleweed video plus filming Ben on the side.
Oh, it was at the same time, okay.
Yeah, so I was at the same time, and he was just switching from Copenhagen to Malmo. So he stayed in Malmo, and then I think he went with his girlfriend, I don't know, in Italy, or he went to other cities, but not skating, like he took some times off.
Okay.
And then we met up again in Lyon, and I was there because filming the Slappy Challenge, and then I stayed longer, and then I met with Ben to film the stuff in Lyon, and then he went to London, and he finished the part there with like another filmer.
Another filmer over there, okay.
Yeah. But then we did the selection. So Bordeaux transitioned into the Lyon footage because of the architecture.
Right.
And then it goes to CPH, Malmo, and then it finishes in London. So that was like how we structured the part, yeah.
Yeah, so every project is different depending on how many filmers are working on it, how many cities, how much time you have to film and everything.
Yeah, for the Victor part.
Yeah, that was all in Marseille, right? Or most
in
of
Marseille,
it,
and we filmed that in 3 or 4 days maybe.
Damn.
So it was like a 4-minute part filmed in 4 days.
Very productive skater. Yeah.
And Ben was there again in Marseille. So Ben has some footage, in the part, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember now, yeah.
That's pretty fun. I've seen Ben in 3 different cities over over 2 months maybe.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. And yeah, that was like super quick. We filmed that in 3 days, maybe 4, just for the intro where we filmed Victor's cooking some ramen in the kitchen. And we just like pitched the idea to take the trucks out of the the plate and out of the bowl and have like the vibe of a very hot restaurant where you see like steam everywhere, and Victor has he dressed like someone who's cooking ramen. I don't know, it was pretty fun to do. It was a fun project.
And so you said you're working right now on an upcoming Film Trucks video.
Yeah, I don't know much yet about the video. I'm just collecting clips right now. But
there's no deadline yet?
We are trying to make it for September.
Oh, it's quite close, okay.
So I might be in the editing mode at the end of August and early September.
Okay.
And the goal, if we can, will be to do the premiere during the Slappy Challenge in September.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's like the kind of goal that we have, but if we can't make it, we'll push it. But that will be cool to have the video ready for that.
And so now let's talk a bit about beer, your whole crew and your videos, because we talked about Film Trucks for a while. But of course, all the Film Trucks projects and everything happen on the side of your beer projects. Let's maybe start with how you came up with this name. I kind of know the story already, but I'd like you to share it with the listeners. And tell me about the genesis of it all,
Yeah, pretty much everything came at the same time, like with Film Trucks and stuff. But beer video, that's, I think, the first spark that I had to make my own video project, like the Mofos videos in Montpellier.
Yeah.
That was after they did the premiere of the Polar video, We Blew It at Some Point.
Oh, yeah.
I think, just on the same day, we filmed with my friend Emmerich, and we filmed some clips. And then at night, we went to the premiere, and then I was so hyped on the video, on the Polar video. I was like, that made me want to make a video.
Yeah.
I saw the video, I was like, I love the vibe of it. It's kind of short, but still a long video. It's like 30 minutes. I was like, wow, that's like a good format to do. You have a lot of people, not full parts for everybody. You have like some big montages and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's try to do it. So we went back to film with Emmerich, and then my friend Theo went also with me and my brother. So some people started to come on some small mission, but we were just going very chill about it. Just okay, let's try some tricks that we maybe not going to try, but if we film it well, it will look nice. So we were trying to find some hidden spot in Montpellier or some spot that we never filmed anything on, and try something, even if it's not a crazy trick, but try to film it good or in a good style.
Yeah.
So we started to film like that. And then for my studies, I went to New York for 4 months. I did an exchange.
Okay.
So I went back to the US.
At the other side?
Yeah, so in New York for 4 months, and when I was there, it was insane in terms of video premiere.
Oh yeah?
It was the Bronze video premiere, the Supreme Blessed video premiere. It was also like one of the Foundation video, the Girl Doll video premiere. So it was like a lot of video premieres there when I was there.
Okay.
So that I was like, that's something that would be cool in Montpellier, to have more. Like, we have had video premiere, but it was only for skaters pretty much. Like, not a lot of communication about it, just, I don't know, like 20 skaters going to a bar and watch the new video. And it was not local videos, were always videos from other brands and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I saw the Bronze video, I was like, okay, they are like kind of big, but they're still like a very local brand. When you skate in New York, you can see them all the time, like at the skate park, at the spot. I felt really inspired by them because they were like kind of big, but at the same time very approachable. They were doing like small contests, a small like best trick contest for, I don't know, they did a collab with Reebok.
Okay.
And they did like a small contest there, cash for trick. And I was like, okay, like even if they don't have like the big budget like Supreme or like the big other brands, they are doing it for the community and for the people like close to them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like that sparked, and I don't know, like every morning on the metro, you don't have any like service. So I was pretty much like meditating on what I could do when I'm back in Montpellier,
because back home.
Because I started to film some stuff. I was excited to make a video. Also, I filmed some stuff in New York as well. I met some French people there.
Okay.
So I started to collect some clips. I was like, okay, like I have enough to make a 4 minutes edit maybe. But I was like, okay, now I see the premiere, like all the stuff in New York. I'm like, okay, let's do a big video and make it with a big premiere event. So I was more...
Big celebration.
Yeah, the goal was to make a video, to have an excuse to make a premiere pretty much.
Yeah, a big party.
Yeah. And at the same time, I was on my 3rd year of studies, and I knew that at the end of the year, you have to make an event project.
Oh, okay.
So you have to create an event and make the communication for it, and you get like grades for that. So I was like, okay, let's mix my video project with my studies, like 2 birds, 1 stone, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So when I came back and I did the second half of the year in France, I was like, okay, I already have this idea for the event, and I told that to the teacher, and they were like, okay, like, that's a great idea. Like, they were like supportive of the idea, but not my classmates. So I pretty much got like 3 other people that were not into skateboarding and not into the idea of it. So I pretty much ran the organization of the event by myself.
Okay.
And they felt a bit on the side, but they were not motivated about it.
Well,
I was like, I'm doing it anyway, just come along and try to enjoy if you want to, I don't know, learn some stuff, but I'm doing it anyway. So
right.
I was like, okay, what do I need? I need like a video premiere. Okay, then it will be cool to have like a DJ set. It will be cool to have free goodies. It will be cool to have like free pizza or free drinks. So I started to list all the stuff that I was like, oh, that could be cool to bring more people than just skateboarders.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I built the organization of the first video premiere for the BL1. And the name came along because with Bastien Regeste, that I filmed a lot with, we always call him BM for Bastien Regeste with the initials. And for me, it was BR. BR. So I already had on my Instagram the name with the parenthesis as like a pseudo.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, it's like my own video project. It's not a crew related. It's not brand related or anything. It's my own thing. So I was like, let's just use that as the title or the logo of it, because, I don't know, it felt pretty nice as a logo. And also it had like a double meaning with the beer and BR. And so the people that know, they know, and the other, they think it's about beer.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's pretty fun. So I went with that, and I started to make the teaser of the video. And people were excited. They were like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like finally a video in Montpellier, blah, blah. And the event, I was expecting like 100 people. I was like, oh, maybe 100. And I don't know, maybe around 300 people came.
Wow.
And a lot of people, not only skaters, like a lot of people that were outside of skating. I was that's crazy. Like I didn't expect that. And
that's cool.
Yeah, so that was like the big launch of beer. So
what year was that? Was that 2018, 2019?
2019, yeah.
2019, okay. It's interesting that everything kind of worked together. Like you had this project for your studies that you needed to complete, and it worked with this. Yeah, it's cool. And so how long did it take you to do this first video? Like how long did it take you to film and then edit it?
We started to film at the end of August or middle August, I think, in 2018. And then I went to New York in September. So I didn't film in Montpellier for 4 months, but I had some clips
in New York?
In New York, yeah. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And then came back in January. And then from January to April, we filmed the first video.
Oh, wow. That's not very long. Okay.
Yeah, it was very short, but at the same time, I didn't start school again until February. So in January, I had like a lot of free time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a lot of time to work on it.
Mm-hmm. But also January is not the best. Well, I guess in Montpellier it's like okay,
Montpellier,
skate. Yeah.
it's alright. Yeah, and yeah, the first stars of the video, we say, was Emeric Sample and Theo Moga.
Yeah.
And myself, I had also a part mixed with some friends in New York as well and stuff. And that was like the first 3 people in the video.
Okay.
And we had like a friends montage as well with a lot of other people, but that motivated them to film for the next video after. They were like, let's do it. So we started to work on Beer 2 at the end of 2019, around November.
Mm-hmm.
And it was already like going really well. We had like collected a lot of good footage, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 months from March to mid-May.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were so juiced up when it was ending. So from May to like the whole summer, we did so many trips, we filmed a lot, and we already had like enough footage to make a 20 minutes, 30 minutes video at the end of summer. Mm. And I started to negotiate goodies with some brands for a potential premiere in September.
Okay.
And Vans was one of the first brands that sent us stuff. They sent us a big pack of like, I don't know how many pairs, like 5 pairs of shoes. And so I was like, damn, like Vans is supporting the projects now. And then second lockdown happened.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. In October,
yeah. Mm. From October to November, but then we had the curfew and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we, pretty much filmed with the curfew during the whole winter. And then we had like maybe the biggest video we could make. Everybody had full parts. We were like 9 skaters, 10 skaters in the video, and everybody had like 3 to 4 minutes video parts.
Footage. Mm-hmm.
So the video was like 44 minutes long. And I was like, we can't just put it on the internet right now. We need to do the premiere as we want it, because I already have a big pack of Vans in my room since September. And people were getting hyped. Like we were teasing the thing since like the year before, and people were like, where is Beer 2? Where is Beer 2? And we finally got the opportunity to do it at a music venue called Le Diez, which is like a big nightclub for techno parties in Montpellier.
Okay.
And it's a bit outside of Montpellier, so they have like a big parking also. So I was like, okay, it's perfect. Let's make also a contest. So I talked with someone in Avignon, G7. He's making like skate obstacles, like bumps, ledges and stuff like that. So he brought pretty much a skate park on the parking lot. So we had like a big bass trick, and then rappers, DJ set, and that was like maybe the first weekend where they removed all the restriction about parties.
Oh yeah, so everybody was like
that was like maybe
hyped.
the best night. For me, I was running everywhere, but for a lot of people, they remember that night as a big event in Montpellier. That was like super nice. After like almost 2 years of restriction, curfew, lockdown, everybody felt free.
For sure. What time of the year was that?
It was July 2nd.
So 2021.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
At the same time of all the film tracks projects and
That's
finishing studies.
Yeah.
So everything lined up at the same moment. I was like, it was insane. But the thing, I was kind of dumb at the time. I thought everything would work music-wise on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already had like a lot of videos on YouTube, and sometimes they tell you if it's blocked or if you can use it but you can't monetize the video.
Right.
And in a lot of cases, you can use the music, but you cannot monetize. So I was using a lot of famous music for that Beer 2 video. And the video got blocked after 1 day of releasing online.
That must have been super frustrating. Yeah.
That was the worst. I was like, I tried to re-upload it in 2 parts, but only the first part got blocked again, but not the second one, even though some music of the second part were blocked in the full edit. So I was like, I cannot win against that YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that sucks,
if you, like if you go on my channel, you can only find the second part of it. And also, I think at the end of the year, I'm gonna try to make a best of the Beer 2, and it was like a remix of 10 minutes. So it was like Beer 2 Reloaded, I think I named it like that.
Yeah.
And so that's like a big mix of all the best tricks in the video.
Okay.
So from a 44 minutes video to a 10 minutes video, pretty much. So you don't get all the in-betweens, like you have some skits in the video as well, like the intro and stuff. So all that is removed, but you got only some tricks.
Just the tricks, yeah.
Yeah,
that's too bad.
Yeah, but the video is online on Vimeo, also.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, on Instagram as well. If you go also in the channel, I put it as a playlist. And it's like separate parts, but it's not, the link is not public.
Oh, okay.
The playlist is public, but not the separate videos. So you don't get blocked from it. I tried everything, but
yeah.
After a while, I was like, big bummer. And after I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to use unknown music or demo tapes or stuff that are not recognized by the algorithm.
Is that what you did for this latest one? For the
for the 2 last video, the EE video.
Yeah.
I started to use that 4x3 format during the filming of Beer 2, which was 16:9.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to collect some clips with the other format. I was like, okay, after that Beer 2 video, let's make a VX HD video, like a quick one, quick edit. And so that's when it started, and we filmed a smaller video, less pressure, and was still like a good video. At the end, like everybody kind of went for it.
Mm-hmm.
At first, it was supposed to be like 10 minutes, and then it was like 17. Like 2 full parts and 2 small montages in the middle. But yeah, it was a fun one to make. And yeah, still for that one, we did a premiere and some events for it. And I think on the day of the best trick, we organized like 2 days after the premiere. Mm-hmm. We filmed the first trick for the Beer 3 video that is going to come out in a few days.
Okay.
So it was a year ago, pretty much.
What trick was that? Because when I release this interview, the video will be out, so...
So that was the front crook from Louis.
Okay, so the last trick of the video.
Not the last trick. The first trick of his part. First trick is a front crook and last trick is a front crook.
Goes full circle.
Yeah. But the first one, the front crook, is on a 10-stair rail around Montpellier, which is maybe the best rail you can find around Montpellier.
Mm-hmm.
And front crook on that is already like super sick. I was like, damn, like, okay, first trick of the video, like we have this one.
Yeah.
And then I think the second one we filmed was on the day we released the EE video. And it was Theo Moga who did the slappy backtail backside flip out.
Oh, yeah.
On a small, like, slappy overstairs thing. So, yeah, from that, I was like, okay, like, already, like, 2 good footage. And then it was during the summer, we filmed a lot in Montpellier. And also we did a trip in Torino, in Italy. Mm-hmm. For a week, and we were like 8 of the crew, and that's where I was like, okay, for that video it would be cool to have kind of a trip
section or
a trip vibe section, so we can make like small edits of every trip, and the best tricks we will use that for parts pretty much.
You also went to San Francisco not that long ago, right? And
yeah.
So there's some footage over there, I believe.
So yes, the SF thing was like pretty much at the end of filming for that video. I had the opportunity to go back there for like small early days. I had 2 weeks off. And I didn't go since the internship, so I was like, I need to go back. I have so many friends there. Mm-hmm. It would be cool to go. And I went back for 10 days. Ended up in a hostel in a 9-people dolls room. And by luck, I ended up with 8 skaters from Canada.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I ended up with a crew of skaters in the room. And that was so fun. Yeah, they're the best.
Cool.
And also over there was this guy called Luca who was living in Montpellier for the past few years, and he's half American, half French.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in SF when I went there. And I was like, oh, it would be cool to have you for the video beer, like as a surprise.
Yeah.
So that's the tricks we filmed. It's like only like 4 clips in SF. It's like a line, trick over the stairs, and
is he the guy who does like the switch front shove?
Yeah, that's the SF footage.
And someone else does a frontside flip after
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
And the other one is Mike. It's a friend I met back then, and it's funny because he's probably one of the only guy in SF who went to Montpellier. I met him in Montpellier, like back then. He did like a Europe trip.
Okay.
So he went to Montpellier, and also he went to the nightclub that we did the premiere, the Rockstar.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, even like it's a small detail, but it was fun to have him. It's like one of the only guy over there that did a trip in Europe and went to Montpellier. So
Mm-hmm.
it was fun to have him. And also the section with Luca in SF is just after a small homage to 2 young skaters that passed away in Montpellier recently.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you see the footage by night with the fireworks and stuff. That was on the day of losing the World Cup finals.
Okay.
And earlier they did an homage at the spot La Grille. That's where you see like the graffiti of the names, and you see like scares, and like the locals, they know what it is about. But yeah, for those who don't really understand that part of the video, it's an homage to those 2 scares that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And Luca was like the same generation, and I was like, it would be cool to have him just after that like kind of sad part.
Yeah.
And it will be like a cool surprise for the locals to have him in the video.
As we're recording this, you just did the premiere in Paris, and you did one in Montpellier, I think a week or 2 weeks ago. So yeah, how did they go? And I think you're about to do one in Nantes, I believe.
Yeah, so the premiere in Montpellier is always the big one, where I try to also get brands to support the project, to give away some goodies, and
right,
to have some prizes for the people that come. We did the premiere at the Rockstar, which was the first venue we did the first beer video. So pretty much went full circle.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the same formula as always. Have like, I don't know, some fun activities there. This year we did a push-up contest.
Oh yeah, I saw that, on your stories, yeah.
Pretty stupid, but people enjoyed it. It was fun. The last one we did a wrestling contest. So every time we try to do something other than skateboarding to win skateboard stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
It's, I don't know, like you don't expect to see a push-up contest going to a video premiere. Sure. So like, just a small joke. And also, we had a DJ. Yeah, it was sick. Like still, a lot of people came. And then, we also did a contest the next day at Grande-Motte, which is the main skate park in Montpellier. They just redid the full skate park. We have like a brand new big skate park right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we can say that we pretty much did the first official contest at the skate park.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that was like, it opened like 1 week before.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, we have the first contest. Now they are doing, every weekend there's a contest right now. But we were first on it, so it was nice as well. We had like a lot of stuff to give away from the brands. So we could just throw stuff in the crowd on the premiere and also have stuff for the contest the next day. So it was really sick. Big support from the brands. So it was like, film trucks, Ace Wheels, Bonjour, Vans, some local shop, Popular Skate Shop. So at the same time, they did the premiere in Albi as well. This is where Louis Barre is from. Yeah. So I just sent them the video, and they did an event in the afternoon, and they did a premiere at the same time that we did in Montpellier.
Nice.
And then, this last weekend we did the premiere in Paris at Le Shop Le 39. Mm-hmm. Because we have one of the friends who is in the video as well, who works there as a work partnership, alternance again. Because he's studying at the Shifty School in Bordeaux.
Oh, okay.
And so he works at Le 39.
Who's that?
Massimo. He doesn't have a lot of footage in the video. We can see him in the Italy section.
Okay.
And he works at Le 39 now. And so he helped us to get in contact with Gorka, who is at Le 39 as well. And we also pitched the idea to do a small contest at Rue Cladel. It's like the green skate park in...
Yeah.
in Paris. So we did a best trick contest and then the video premiere downstairs of the shop. They have like a small movie room. And it was sick, like less people and also less people that knew about the beer project.
Yeah.
But we felt a really good welcoming and good feedback about the video. And
awesome. You saw like Heitor da Silva, right? There were some famous skaters out there, yeah.
Yeah, also Heitor was in the crowd randomly. I was like, what? Is
yeah,
Heitor next to us?
Rad.
I think he was around because one of the guy who writes for Le 39 is from Portugal or Brazil, and he knew
him.
He knew Heitor, so it was Heitor and Vitoria.
Oh yeah, who just turned pro for Elements, yeah.
So it was sick to have like some famous guests
in
the crowd.
VIPs.
Yeah. Even though they were at the back of the crowd, so they didn't see anything, but...
Yeah.
But it was cool, like even at the end of the video, everybody stayed in the front of the shop and talked about the video and talked skating in general. And so, yeah, we felt a good welcome. And for the Nantes video premiere, it's Bon Public skate shop. They just DM'd us on Instagram to ask to make a video premiere. And I can't really make it to the premiere, but I just sent them the video. And
oh, okay. They're gonna show it over there?
Yeah, on this Friday, so
okay.
They will have a premiere. We have some friends in Nantes as well, so I think it's cool anyway to watch a new video with your friends.
Sure.
When it's a big video, it's cool to be with a crowd and be with some friends. Like sometimes when a new video comes online, we go to one of our friends, we watch it on the big TV together, and it's more fun to experience than just watching it on your phone or alone at your apartment.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's the thing, like everybody says like don't make long videos and 30 minutes too long and stuff like that, but when you watch it in a premiere environment with a lot of people, everybody is cheering up for clips and makes it a better experience. You also have like some fun elements to it. Even for the writers in the video, I don't show them the video before.
Oh yeah.
So they discover the video at the premiere as well. So they are also excited because they discover everything. Even though they have been there for some clips, and sometimes I send some clips on the group chat, but they didn't see anything with the music or...
Yeah, I think you told me like, what's the name of the first guy in the video? Maxime, right?
Maxime
Garlenc? Yeah.
Garlenc, yeah.
He does like a back tail to drop in at this famous spot in Montpellier. And I think you told me like most of the people in the crew didn't know that he had done that.
Yeah.
And so it was a surprise for the video, kind of.
It was the last thing we filmed for the video. He tried already, like people knew that he tried, and like they knew that he was going to try it that day. But we were only 3 guys on the spot, like me filming, Louis Bar.
Yeah, Louis Bar was there.
Doing,
he helped him get out of the water.
Yeah, also just board keeping.
Yeah, right.
And Maxime trying the trick, and he did it, and he was able to go back to his house to shower and change before 2 other guys joined us for the session later.
Okay.
And so they were like, oh, did he try? Did he make it? And we're like, oh no, the boat went to the water. And
oh, okay, you pretended he hadn't done it?
Yeah.
Okay, I see, okay.
We lied to them. We were like, oh no, he didn't make it. Like the ball went to the water. And same for the front crook, the last trick of the video.
At Mériadec, yeah.
Yeah, only the people that were on the trip in Bordeaux knew about it. And we had to lie to the other for weeks about it. Every time we were like...
That must have been a hard one to keep.
Yeah. Because we were not knowing if it was Theo Moga or Louis Bar for the last part. Because they were like neck and neck, like in terms of tricks.
For sure, yeah.
But then he did the front crook. But for the other people, Theo was still like the last part. And we were like, okay, if Louis is doing that trick, maybe we'll have the last part. And we were just trying to tease about it. Like, maybe like last trick of the video is that one. It's not enough. Or I don't know. We were like just trying to lie around to the other. So it was a better surprise for them at the premiere when they saw like you see him like standing before going for the trick, and you can see like the background, and if you know, you're like, oh, is that Mériadec? And then you recognize the ground, you recognize the run up, and you're like, oh shit, it's happening. Yeah.
It's a heavy trick. Like, I was blown away. I was like, fuck, a front trick on that is no joke. Yeah,
Louis has a very good frontside crook. So it was like, okay, if he does a trick there, that will be frontside crook. So
did it take him long to do it? Do you remember?
Not even. That was super quick. I remember we were there. He just warmed up. He did frontside grind multiple times on it. And I think, yeah, he started to like stake it, to land it, but not make it to the end. And I checked the time. I was like, okay, it's like 1:50 p.m. I told him like, okay, at 2 p.m. we are done. He was like, okay, let's do it. And he did it like at 2 p.m. like sharp maybe.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, like the day is over. And we had like a full day and we kept filming like whole day for the video.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. After the front crook. So there's so many tricks that happen after the front crook.
Okay.
The same day, yeah. Everybody was so hyped on it. They were like, okay, like now the video is like on another level, I guess. So we had to, yeah, everybody went crazy after, and it was a very productive trip.
About this together a few times over Instagram, but I know that you're a big Twin Peaks fan.
Oh yeah.
You told me that, or I read maybe in the Irregular interview, it was mentioned that there were some Twin Peaks like Easter eggs in the Beer 2 video, and I was wondering if you had put some in this latest one or not, because I was trying to look for them, but I didn't see them, so I was like, did I miss them, or was there something?
Maybe there is one at the beginning where you see the kind of the background texture where you have like the first title.
Right, yeah.
The intro. It's kind of inspired by the intro of Firewalk With Me, the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because it's zoomed in the old TV, and it just like, I don't know, the intro is very simple. In the movie it's just a big zoom, and it just like zoom out, and you see like the title, the actors, and it's pretty much inspired by that.
Okay.
Kind of same thing, like I zoomed in the noise of the TV, you know, the...
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I guess that will be the Twin Peaks
reference
Easter egg for this one.
And actually, like, we talked about this again together, but about Twin Peaks being quite present in skate videos.
Yeah.
We even talked at some point about doing maybe a YouTube video or something, like kind of recapping all of these like Twin Peaks references. But also that would be a lot of work, and like someone would need to gather them all and find the footage and make a whole edit and everything. So maybe it will happen one day. But like, do you have maybe 2 or 3 that come to mind right now of Twin Peaks references that you've found?
Especially in the Atlantic Drift videos.
Right, yeah.
Jacob Harris, I think he's a big fan of David Lynch. So there's always songs from David Lynch movies or even Twin Peaks. Yeah, pretty much in every of his video there is like a small reference, or like maybe just a sound, or...
Okay.
I think I said it one time, like he's like the David Lynch of skateboarding pretty much.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of reference to him. But now sometimes just the songs. I think it was in the Blue Tie Lounge video out of Canada. There is like one song from the Red Room in the Firewalk With Me.
Okay.
Or something. But yeah, I think the most Twin Peaks references or David Lynch references are from Jacob Harris.
Jacob Harris, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Habitat did a line of boards, right? Also.
Oh yeah. Also this one.
Yeah, it's not a skate video, but like...
I have it over there on the wall.
Oh, you do? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
It's the log lady.
Right, yeah. I think I have a t-shirt of that somewhere, actually, a Habitat t-shirt with the log lady on it.
Yeah, I guess also, a lot of maybe Twin Peaks influence in Habitat or Joe Castrucci work. I would say he's more like Wes Anderson type.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because he always used like the Kings or this type of songs. Like some songs that are in the Wes Anderson movies that are also in Habitat's videos.
Yeah, for sure. One question I wanted to ask you is, since you've been doing all these beer projects for a while now, and you have a crew of friends that are consistently, in every video and progressing and everything, I was wondering if you ever considered turning it into a brand, either a board brand or a clothing brand or some other skateboard equipment brand or whatever. I'm sure you must have thought about this, but obviously it's a difficult project to get into, costly, and there's a lot of competition and everything. But did you ever think about that? And is that something you think you might do in the future?
I mean, yeah, for sure, because it's almost like we have the image and communication of the brand before having a brand.
Exactly, yeah.
We did some t-shirts, we did some boards as well. But yeah, I have like a full-time job also on the side.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have a full-time job on the side, so it's hard to do a full-time brand plus like a video project plus everything around.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm trying, just putting some stones in the projects, you know, like
right, yeah.
Step by step, maybe like try a few boards, like just try some stuff out and see if people like it. Maybe we do more. If they don't, we are not doing it. And
yeah.
Because also that's very hard right now. Like the price of skateboards is getting higher and higher, and people don't want to spend more than $60 for a board.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people buy a FA hockey board for €100 because that's the price in France right now.
The power of marketing.
Yeah, and at the same time, you see Decathlon skateboards on sales at €10 right now.
Just the boards or?
Just the boards, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like they were already like at around $30, $40, and right now they are on sales.
Are they like legit boards or are they?
Yeah, I think they are made by Jart, HLC.
Like the shapes are okay and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some people skate it and yeah, it's crazy. Like it's €10. So maybe it will be like less expensive to buy Decathlon boards at €10, scrap off the graphics and put your own graphics on it. And it will be cheaper than going through a skateboard factory to make boards.
Yeah.
It's kind of, a crazy situation right now for boards.
Mm-hmm. And what about another brand, like clothing or, I don't know, hardware?
Clothing will be cool, but at the same time, everybody is making t-shirts.
Yeah.
And if you do the, classic t-shirts, the shapes are not that good sometimes. Like if I'm going for it, I will like something very like premium or something with like good shapes, good cuts and stuff. Making t-shirts with only like a simple logo, like white t-shirts with a black logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that creative. It's not that exciting as well.
Yeah.
It's cool, but maybe cool for like when we do like a premiere, make like 50 t-shirts and sell them like, as a merch, like when you go to a concert. So maybe, right now it's the direction we have. It's maybe better like that. It keeps it more independent as well.
Yeah.
It's not a full-on brand.
Pressure-free, kind of.
I like to think that maybe we are producing more than we sell. So right now we are more in the position of giving to people than trying to sell them stuff without producing anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, some brands, they do that. Like they are not doing anything for their community, or they don't film anything, they don't produce anything, and they still try to sell stuff,
Mm-hmm.
If you check like the best brand that are still around in skateboarding right now, they're like Baker, Girl. Those brands, they started with videos before doing skateboards or before doing products. Even like GX1000 or Dime, they made videos, like crew videos before making a brand.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a better aspect.
Yeah, makes it more legit.
Even like Atlantic Drift right now is making some skateboards.
They were about to make a board brand, I believe, yeah.
I think I've seen on some stories that they are doing a new collection right now. Even, Limousine, it's pretty much 917, but in between it's pretty much the same crew.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have like the vibe of a crew making videos, and they turned that into a brand.
Yeah.
So I like those kind of brands better. Like you can feel that there's a crew and an image and
it's
a
authentic.
vibe to it. Yeah. When it's the other way, when like people make brands and then they do a video, it's kind of forced,
Yeah, for sure.
So right now I'm just making videos. Hopefully people like it, but I'm making it more for the memories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a lot of people, like even like skate media and people in the industry, they say like, okay, 30 minutes is too long, or a video should not be more than 15 minutes. But then at the same time, you want to keep memories for you, like when you will be like older, and then you rewatch your video and you're like, oh, I'm glad I kept that part in the video, even though if it's not a big trick or even though it's not the craziest thing.
Yeah, it's a time capsule.
But it's a time capsule. Like in the last video, we have this section in Torino and there's like a, I don't know, more chill vibe to it, like a Italian song and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
There's like some stuff at the Airbnb and some tricks that were not that great, but at the same time, like, okay, that's gonna keep a memory of that trip in the long way.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's the vision I'm going to with the beer videos. I don't want to cut everything down to please people. Like, I'm making them for me and my friends.
You don't want to compromise your vision.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, tricks, they're not that good, but they remind you of a fun session or something fun happened that day, or I don't know, maybe it's a friend that's not that great at skateboarding, but he does a trick for the video and you're stuck because normally he doesn't skate that much, but then he's trying to, and I don't know, even if it's like just a simple trick, you're like, that's cool that he went for it.
Yeah.
And you want to keep that, and you want to also showcase him in the video because he's part of the crew. So that's like, yeah, right now it's more like family, friends, try to make some boards and t-shirts when we can. But yeah, it's already like a lot of time and energy into making one video project and making also the premiere and all the events around. Yeah, we'll see. I think right now I'm kind of done with the full-length videos because right now it's Beer 3, so pretty much made a trilogy.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, let's try a new format, let's try something new. So I don't know yet because I just finished that one. I don't know what will be next. But it would be cool to maybe have it more, just like more than Montpellier. Go in other cities and film more locals from every city and have like a little piece of everybody in different cities and to have something more national than just Montpellier.
Okay, so that could be another project that you would start soon.
I mean, that's just an idea that could be cool because when we went to Paris, I really felt welcomed when we did the premiere, and I was like, it would be nice to have like some of the guys that were at the premiere to have them in the next video. So that's like the idea maybe for the next beer videos. I still have the core crew in it, but then having more people that are outside of the crew and maybe smaller, like shorter videos, but more frequently during the year. And still doing some events, maybe not a big premiere, but maybe even if the video is like 10 minutes, you can do a premiere and then have a DJ set and have people around and make a fun night out of it. So that will be maybe the next step.
Next chapter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I usually wrap up my interviews with the same question with every guest, and it's basically, what would you say is the most valuable lesson that you feel you learned from skateboarding?
Maybe be patient and open to people and things. Like, you never know what is going to happen. You never know who you're going to meet. And I know some of my friends are shy skateboarding. Like, for example, Theo Moga, sometimes he's a bit shy. And I'm saying, like, Theo, you're in Paris. There's so many people there. Like, just try to talk to people sometimes. I mean, he does more now, but...
He's a really good skater, by the way.
Yeah, he's a really good skater, and he's like worked on it to like talk to more people and stuff. Like in skateboarding, I think networking is also very important. It's the people you know that will help you progress or to get you like some freelance job in filmmaking or sponsors and all the opportunities that you can have in skateboarding. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like be open to people, travel, and be patient as well to make projects that you care for, because nowadays everything is simple with Instagram. You can like share a clip that you film, but if you're like, okay, let's be patient, let's save that one, and then the next day you film another one and then you get a part, and then you can, if your friends are doing the same thing, you get the full video and you get like a cool project that will be rewatched with your friends for years to come. So sometimes like try to not be too much, on the go, like, oh, I need to post it tonight, or I need to do something. Like, I think Rick Rubin, the music producer guy,
you talked about him.
Yeah. He posted a thing last time. It was like quality over deadlines. So no deadlines, just try your best, try to craft something. And it's the same when you try a skateboard trick, Sometimes it doesn't work first try, and you have to come back another day. You have to, try again. Sometimes you need to fix the spot and until like you get the trick. And that lesson, I think you can use the same in life. When you look for a job, when you, I don't know, even for a relationship, you have to be patient, you have to be calm, be open to opportunities, never say no too fast. Also be curious when people eat you up for something, you know, you never know. Like, for example, your podcast, I think I've listened the second episode was Greg Poissonnier. And it was still brand new, but I was like, oh, new podcast, French podcast. Like, you're French, but you do the podcast in English. But I was like, oh, okay, let's listen. Because Greg Poissonnier, like OG in France, and doesn't have a lot of interviews because there's not really a lot of podcasts in skateboarding in France.
No, for sure. There's just one, basically.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, finally, like some interviews of French skaters outside of Big Spin podcast. So yeah, sometimes you never know. Like you see something, a clip, even if it's like 100 views, you can like find something good, you know? When you search online for stuff, for information, for music as well.
Yeah, keep an open mind in general, yeah. It's interesting that Rick Rubin quote that she said, I'm definitely going to meditate on that,
Yeah, quality over deadline. And the other one that I liked that he said was, do what you can with what you have. Nothing else is needed. Something like that.
That's a good one too, yeah.
Sometimes you don't have the big exposure, you don't have like the big sponsors in your town, you don't have, in Montpellier it's pretty hard for us in skateboarding, but we are trying to, like we do what we can.
You did 3 videos in 3 or 4 years or something, like that's pretty impressive. With COVID, full jobs on the side.
Yeah, shitty skate park as well.
Yeah.
So, do what you can with what you have. You don't have the spot, you make it work. You don't have the best camera, but you make it work. Sometimes you have to use what you have and do the best, yeah.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up with the friends questions.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll have you listen to this first one.
Hey, Bastien. Hope you're doing good. Miss you here in Malmö. So, I'd like to just ask you, who's your favorite and least favorite skater to film with, and maybe just tell some stories about filming with different skaters during the last couple of years and what you've experienced there as you film with some very specific skaters that like they're filming in one type of way, and how do you normally work with that? Hope you're doing good. Cheers.
Yeah, Tom.
You recognize Tom Bodwood?
Yeah, for sure. Favorite skaters to film? Maybe, my friends. Like, I try to, someone who is nice, can respect the filmer's time. Someone who understands that filming takes time and energy. And some people, they don't get it. Like, they just want the clips. And on the same day, they're like, oh, send me the clips. And you're like, oh, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate to film with people that I like and they're my friends and they understand that it takes a while to make a part and they don't ask me for the clips right away.
Too fast, yeah.
Yeah, and also they trust me on the final project. They don't, I don't show them the video, but they trust me on the final thing. So also they trust me on the angle and how it's going to be filmed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. But like other skaters than my friends, it was fun to film with Ben Koppl, Victor as well. Tom also was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And a funny story was filming with Soy Pandey.
Oh yeah?
Because Soy is so chill. He's like, I'm gonna do one nose many and we're gonna drink coffee. I'm like, okay, I'm done for today. So yeah, it was like super, he was like, I'm okay. I did my trick.
That's good enough, yeah.
That's good enough. I did my nose many first try. I'm good now. Just drink coffee.
Let's go chill.
Yeah. But also, kind of glad that I filmed some really like OG skaters like Jeremie Daclin.
Yeah.
Like growing up, watching cliché video and stuff, and then you're like working with him and also filming him. Yeah, also filming Boris Proust, same, and Luc Anglès, like the
OGs,
Montpellier OGs. That's it. My friends and the OGs.
Okay, this next one is from Maxime Garlenc.
Okay.
I guess we can talk about one or the other. He said, you should ask him about En Rue Libre, an association through which we're trying to replicate the Bordeaux model in Montpellier. Or maybe ask him about his passion for Bobby de Kaiser. So you can choose.
Okay, for Bobby de Kaiser, it's just, good style, good many tricks. Every time you watch a part from him, you're like, damn, I need to change my dress code now. Like But at the same time, when you look about the pants that I wear, they are like designer pants and they cost a ton of money. So I'm like, it's alright. I'm just gonna keep wearing Film Trucks pants or TKs or hard. But yeah, like on the top 3 skaters, it will be Max Suchu.
Oh yeah.
Max Suchu for the fact that he finished his master degree or thesis. I don't know. He did like long studies. Mm-hmm. Just after that, he did the Verso and also got 30. So
yeah,
big influence about the fact that you can like have education and also be the top skater.
The best skater, yeah.
And so I feel like Bobby Kaiser is kind of a child of Max Suchu in the type of skating, a lot of backbreakers kind of tricks.
Yeah.
Alley-oop and also he was riding for Habitat for a while.
Oh yeah.
As well, so there's like some similarities in type of tricks, but Bobby has maybe a better style than Mark.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. And then
more power.
Yeah, and then on the top 3, I will put Hjalte Hallberg for like the tall guy power in manuals.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun to see. Also, I like Brad Cromer. So it's not only Bobby De Kaiser, it's this type of guys. Yeah.
Okay.
And Henri Libre is an association we did in Montpellier to have street spots in the center of the city. Mm-hmm. Because the only skate parks that we have, I mean, now we have the new one it's called Grande-Motte.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you still have to take the car or the bike, or it's kind of far away from the center.
Right, yeah.
And it will be cool to have like some street spots in the center, like they have in Bordeaux. They have, like a ledge or two in a place, Mm-hmm. The same in Malmo, I think they have like some, not skate parks, but like some skate spots made by the city for skaters in the center.
Right.
And that will be cool. Sometimes after work, you don't want to go into a traffic jam just to go skate.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You just want, jump on your board, cruise around, go to skate flag round and some ledges. And maybe meet up with some friends, after in the center, like some non-skate friends that can be in the center and you can meet them, like when you are in Grande-Motte, you're like pretty much isolated from the non-skaters, you're like far away in the skate park. Mm-hmm. And also that doesn't promote skateboarding for people that don't skate. I feel like if people sit down and watch skaters skate, that will maybe change their perspective on it.
Absolutely, yeah.
They
can understand it better.
You can understand, you can see that there is a good community, people, they cheers up for each other, they, high five each other. And
yeah.
There's like a big encouragement on tricks, and you can see also the patience on people.
For sure, yeah.
When trying something. So, yeah, we created that with Maxime and Lionel and Clément. They are part of the beer crew as well. And yeah, maybe, hopefully, the city will listen to us and create some small spots. Apparently, it's going to happen, but we never know. Montpellier is kind of hard for that. Like, even for the skate park, it took so long to have finally a real skate park in Montpellier. So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess you need probably to do some like meetings with city officials and try to explain and just show them that it would be valuable for the city and not just for the skate community.
And also, if they do that, we're going to have one of the biggest skate parks in France. If we have also street spots and we have like the perfect weather, Montpellier is very dynamic. It's a very like student city. So a lot of people, I think, will be interesting to go to Montpellier if we had like more.
Yeah, more skatable spaces inside the city. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's do the next one.
Hey guys, what's up? Hi Quentin, hi Bastien. This is Theo. Here's my question for Beyond Boards. So Bastien, listen. I know you spent a few months in San Francisco, and I know you spent a few months in New York. So I wanted to know, which city did you enjoy the most? Alright, see you next time.
At first I was like, who is that?
That's Theo, right? Theo Moga?
Yeah, Theo Moga. It was like 2 different times between SF and New York. When I was in SF, I was working, I was staying in a hostel.
Okay.
So the vibe was different than New York, where I was studying and staying in an Airbnb room. So, I don't know, 2 different times. I like both. Both trips were amazing for me. But I guess SF will be top 1.
Your favorite, yeah.
Yeah. I have more local friends in SF.
Yeah. You spent a longer
Yeah,
period of time.
longer
there.
time.
Yeah.
And also, like, I wouldn't be in New York if I didn't have the opportunity in SF also. SF was like the starting point for pretty much everything.
For a lot of things, yeah. Okay, let's do the next one. This one is from your brother, actually, from Matisse.
Okay.
So he said, do you prefer Twin Peaks or Phantom of the Paradise, and why?
I mean, it's kind of easy because Twin Peaks is a TV series and Phantom of the Paradise is a movie.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I haven't seen Phantom of the Paradise, but yeah.
Yeah, Phantom of the Paradise, probably my favorite movie because it's short, super dynamic, the music is perfect, and it's a very strange movie, but I don't know, it really like made up my childhood.
Okay.
And Twin Peaks also was a big discovery. When I watched it, I was like amazed by it, and it was funny because I watched it and that was like at the same time where they released the season 3.
Third season, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like amazed about all the thing happening. I didn't know like it was a big thing back then, and they stopped after season 2 and nothing was happening. And then I was like, okay, I'm watching it right now. I'm like into the story, and then I'm like, oh, season 3 is coming out like in a few months. So I was really excited about it. And season 3 is maybe one of the most bizarre thing that I've watched.
Yeah.
And I still can't understand the end of it. So
No, me neither.
that's why I'm like, I love it because I can debate about it for hours. So.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, it seems it's not a big budget, so there's like a lot of bad special effects sometimes. But
yeah, that's true.
it's really, I don't know, there's a vibe to it, and I love it.
Okay, let's do this one.
What's up, Bastien? It's no surprise that you spent a good amount of time in the States. I just wanted to know, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, like, what was your favorite memory of the USA hostel in San Francisco, and how you feel that your time in the US has shaped your viewpoint, both in life and in skating?
Is that Flash, right?
Yes.
Street Chili?
Sweet chili, yeah.
Yeah, it was my American brother, I guess. He was living on the same block where I was staying at the USA hostel. So I was always like sneaking him in the parties at the USA hostel.
Okay.
Because it was a hostel only for foreign people. So the Americans, they couldn't get in. But because I stayed a long time there, I could like enter without showing my keys. So I was giving him my keys. And so he was like following me. We were going to the parties there. And it was so fun. Like every Saturday night, they had like a free drinks party, and it was crazy. You like party with people from everywhere around the world.
Nice.
And also at the same time, I was still young, and I've learned a lot about life and work and everything. Like I've talked before, like SF really like changed my life pretty much.
Yeah.
So thanks to Tyler, who gave me the opportunity at TRX, and also Flash, who was showing me around because he's like a true local there. Even when I came back, I don't know, he organized like a big dinner on the first night and paid me for the Uber to go to the airport and stuff, like some small stuff like that. You feel welcome there.
Yeah.
And you feel like part of almost
family,
like a local, And I thought maybe it will be different. And when I came back, I was like, okay, already like I'm going to a hostel. I'm getting in a room with like 8 other skaters by luck, And it's like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I was kind of worried. I was like, oh, I'm going to be with other kind of people. And in a big like 9 people's doors room, it could be heavy. But then by chance, I'm like with a perfect crew of Canadians that were so fun. And for them as well, they were worried to have like one guy who was not a skater in the room. But then it was me, so I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
And so I pretty much did the little trip in May with them, and also I could see like Flash again and some of the friends, and it was like short but best time ever. So every time I go there, even when I like the question Theo asked about New York versus SF, like even New York was sick. Like I met some really good friends there, but they were not really from New York. I met a guy from Czech Republic who was there at the same time as me, and he was looking for friends as well. So we were always together. I met some French people also, and also met a friend who was not skating that I met in SF a few years before, and he moved in New York when I came back. So I feel like there's another part of me that's there in the US.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah,
like another group of friends, and and even when I talk in English, I feel like I switch my brain. I don't know if that does that to you when you have to speak in English, like you have to think differently as well.
for sure. Yeah.
Like I was always like a shy kid, and then I'm like, okay, I'm in the US, working there, meeting people from everywhere, and I'm talking with everybody without being shy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's a big improvement.
Maybe the fact of speaking in English makes less pressure.
Yeah.
I lived in New York for a couple years, as I told you before, and I really liked living in the States, just being a foreigner, basically. And kind of like what you were saying, I felt more comfortable over there than I do here, which is a bit strange. Yeah. But so do you plan on going back to SF sometime soon, or you were just there? But
yeah, I was just there. I think now it's time for Flash to meet up in France.
They need to come here, yeah.
And also, it will be cool to meet up with the Canadians. So that will be like the next big destination, I guess.
Okay, this next one is from Pierre Bonafé.
Yeah.
So he said, ask him what he thinks about health and skating, because he's super into stretching, cold showers, he works out, he eats well. We've talked about this a few times.
Yeah.
You've told me that you did the cold showers. I don't remember. Did you hear about that through Andrew Huberman or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, Pierre is also a lot into fitness and health and stuff like that. Like, we are trying to motivate each other about being healthy. But I like to feel like good. And sometimes, like when you work all day and you pretty much spend 8 hours in front of the computer, you need to do some stuff on the side to make you feel good. So some stuff that I've heard from Andrew Berman, like the cold showers, not drinking coffee first time in the morning,
right?
Eating healthy, try to do more strength training, go to the gym and stuff like that. But the cold shower, I think it was randomly, I think one time I got sick, like just a cold, and I found about Wim Hof, which is a guy who has like a certain type of meditation and also does cold showers and ice bath.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when you take a cold shower, your body is going to heat up. So you get warm after a cold shower, pretty much.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I mean, that makes sense. You know, it's sometimes when you take some snow in your hand, you can feel your hand burning pretty much.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So that's like the same principle. Like you go to take a cold shower. When you get out, your body is going to be more, stressed, and you're going to heat up your body. When it's winter, you will likely get less sick if you do cold showers.
Interesting. I never heard about that. Okay.
And I think Andrew Berman says the same, but the opposite. Like before going to bed, you want to have your body cold, like cooler.
Yeah.
So you have to take a hot shower at night and cold shower in the morning.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So when you take the hot shower, then your body is going to get more, not freezing, but cold. Try to get cooler because your body went heat up. So
okay.
That's the thing about like the cold showers. But stretching, I need to do more than that I do. I try just like foam roller and stuff like that. But yeah, just try to survive the office lifestyle of being on the chair for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And also, feel better when it's weekend and you can skate. And if you didn't do anything during the whole week, if you only been sitting down the whole week and then you try to skate on the weekends, that's when you get hurt or you don't feel good skating. So that's why I try to implement some other stuff in the lifestyle to feel better.
Okay, let's do this other one.
Yo, Beyond Boards, what's up? This is Slimy J here calling in with some surprise questions for your interview with Bastien Regeste, the good homie from Montpellier, France. First question, me and all the homies, we're dying to know, how the hell did you manage to smuggle the ZZ toy with you back to France? Like, did you stick it in a baguette or in some stinky cheese or something? Like, how the hell did you get it back there? Bastien was the last person seen near the ZZ toy, so we know he's got it. Quick follow-up question, number 2. How does it feel to get such a sick MBD banger at 3rd and Army? I mean, the spot's dust. It's so hard to skate. Everything's been done, but Bastien managed to pull a fast one and get an MBD out there, super styly. Peace.
Some of the Canadians. Hako is pretty much the TM of the crew.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize he was one of those guys. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty much the TM of the Canadian crew, like the one filming a lot and knowing all the spots.
Okay.
Nice dude. Super into skating and filming as well, so About the ZZ Toy, it's one of the guys of the Canadians. We were staying in the district where you have a lot of strip clubs and, you know, adult stores. One of the guy bought a dildo, and we were just pranking each other with the dildo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and we hid the dildo in the ballroom of the hostel on the last day.
Okay.
Yeah, we put it somewhere where everybody can see it, but at the same time it's hard to see. And it stayed there until maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks after I left.
Okay.
But they removed it. Yeah, they just say I took it back with me, but it's not true.
Okay.
It's still at the hostel somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I mean, I think the staff removed it, but it stayed. It was hidden somewhere in front of everybody, but at the same time, you couldn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a fun prank. Every time you go back to the room, you never know where is it. And sometimes it's on the lamp, sometimes it's on your shoes, and sometimes in your pillow. So... And the second question,
Yeah, the 39.
trick, I mean, I can't really spoil it because it's gonna be in their videos.
Oh, okay.
It was filmed by him with the VX, so it's gonna be in their videos. So I can't really say.
Is it one trick or is it a line?
No, it's just a trick. Maybe it's ABD already, but it was NBD for me. I never done it, so kind of learned the trick on the way. It was cool.
Cool.
So I don't know what's coming out, but we'll see.
Okay, let's see. Let's do this one.
Hi, Bastien. I have a question for you. How you imagine your life in 10 years?
I didn't get who was this.
That's Bastien Marlin.
Ah! Didn't recognize the accent.
Yeah.
My life in 10 years, it's hard to say. Like, you never know what's going to happen. So it's kind of impossible to know. I guess I'll be still skating, still filming, maybe not in Montpellier. Yeah, hopefully still be healthy. Other than that, I don't really know. Maybe in the US, we'll see.
Okay.
It's hard to say, because, you know, sometimes accident or opportunities can come super quick. So you never know what's next, and I'm just, following along. And I feel like everything is connected and everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like everything that happened, I don't know, it's always like something connected to it. So it's hard to know, like, the path that you're gonna have. Sometimes, you know, you take one opportunity that will
lead you to an unexpected place.
So hard to say, but hopefully healthy, still skating, still filming. We'll see. Still a long ride.
Okay, this one is from Marcus Bengtsson, films for Poetic Collective.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, first of all, the world wonders, or I do actually know since we discussed this between us, what kind of camera setup do you film skateboarding with? And to build on that question, is the setup you have the best for filming skateboarding according to you? Or do you have another setup that would be your dream setup for filming skateboarding?
Yeah, it's still like a very technical question.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, I have the GH5 with the Makey fisheye 3.5. I also have like a Samyang fisheye with the Metabones for filming 16:9.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do like both formats, depends on the fisheye. And then I have like a long lens camera, Panasonic HCX 1500 something.
Okay.
Which is a good camera that's light and good quality. But I feel that if you want to have the perfect camera for skateboarding, that will be like the typical like VX 1000 with the MK1 or the HVX with the extreme fisheye, because that's the look of all the professional videos.
Mm.
Even though they are like outside of skateboarding, they are like super old cameras and shitty cameras. But at the same time, they are like the reference and everybody use that for skateboarding. So I guess if I had access to this type of camera, maybe I will have more opportunities in skateboarding to film. But since I don't, I try my best with what I have and try also to experiment with the camera that I have access to.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I had a VX or HVX with the big extreme fisheye, maybe filming skateboarding will be more serious for me, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's fun also to try to showcase what you can do with other type of cameras. Because other than the setups that I have, except the VX or the HVX, I don't know what else, like what kind of camera that I can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, if I have access to a 9,000 euros fisheye, okay, let's do it, but it's not the case.
Not yet, at least.
And I don't know why it's so expensive. I mean, it's because it's not in production anymore, but
Yeah.
like the perfect camera will be a small camcorder with a 3 CCD sensor that can film up to 60 FPS at full HD, and maybe if they make a mini extreme fisheye, and maybe with like a natural angle on the camera, that will be like the perfect skate camera for nowadays. But
That doesn't exist yet?
no, doesn't exist. So
Okay, let's finish with this very last one.
Salut Bastien, c'est Nico. We actually only know each other through Instagram, but well enough to know that you're a fucking nerd when it comes to skateboarding and skate videos in particular. And I mean that in the best way possible. So as, I guess, somewhat of a fellow nerd, I got 3 questions for you. First one, which would you consider your favorite obscure skate video? Something that probably nobody has ever seen before, but a video that you would recommend everybody to watch. Second question, who would you consider the biggest nerd, the nerdiest person you know in skateboarding? Could be a friend of yours or anyone else. Really interested to hear that. Who would you give the crown of the nerds within skateboarding? Third one, and that's probably the hardest one to answer, but I guess you will come up with something. What do you consider the least useful bit of information about skateboarding or skate videos that's living rent-free in your head? Really interested to hear what you'll be coming up with, and hope you had a good time with Quentin. Wish you a good one, and hope that our paths will at some point, well, also cross in real life and not only via DMs. Really hope to make my way to Montpellier sometime. I don't know when, but sometime we're gonna make it happen.
yeah, Nico from Irregular.
Irregular, yeah. Nico Uller.
Yeah, the best.
So the first one was the favorite obscure skate
Oh yeah,
video.
favorite obscure skate video. I don't know. Some YouTube edits back then that I found. Maybe like the Mark Suchu Ghostbuster part when he was like a kid.
I haven't seen that.
That's like the first Mark Suchu part I have seen, and I was already a fan. But he was like a still small kid doing technical stuff,
Okay.
and the video is edited on the Ghostbuster music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think
Okay.
it's called like Mark Suchu Ghostbuster part or
Oh,
something.
I need to check that out, yeah.
And then the biggest nerd, probably the guy who's doing the overthinking skate video Instagram. I don't know his name, but he's really good on the spotting stuff. Also, I think Daniel Shimizu has like a Instagram nerd skate trivia page.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they always have like unknown,
useless wooden knowledge, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And they always have like the hardest skate trivia question on their Instagram. So
Yeah, that's true.
I can give them the crowd. But also like more local and Truman Burbank.
Oh, yeah. Adrien Buquet.
Adrien, yeah.
Yeah. The guy who does like dark slides.
Yeah, he's a big nerd as well. Like during COVID, a lot of people like on Instagram started to do like skate quiz and blind tests and stuff. And I was like competing against him. Like I remember like Nosebone did like a blind test live contest and he won and I finished second. And we were like just battling about trying to find skate video songs live. But I was like, yeah, maybe at one point I could. And the third question was
it was like the
what's
least useful bit of information about skating or skate videos that's living rent-free in your head.
What's something like not useful? It's hard to say on this one, but there's so many. I don't know, like when, if you know, I can like say like a line of someone who said something in an interview on the nightclub or something, like, I don't know, part of an interview that's like 2 hours long and you remember like one part of the interview or something like that. Or yeah, also just knowing about all the songs from skate videos. That's like a useless talent. Or just knowing about 2 tricks that are on the same spot. Some people remember all the tricks that have been done on one spot and they know exactly like if it's NBD or ABD. And like the Instagram page called Useless Wooden Knowledge. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's wrap it up here. Thank you
All right.
so much, Bastien.
Yeah, thank you for the questions and also the friends' questions.
That's it for my conversation with Bastien. Follow him on Instagram at Bastien_Regeste, Regeste. Follow the Beer Crew at beer_video and go watch all of their videos from the last few years, particularly their latest one, Beer 3 on YouTube. And while you're on there, subscribe to his page at Bastien Regeste to check out some of the other videos he's worked on for Film Trucks and Bonjour Urethane that we talked about. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon for a new episode of Beyond Boards.